What's up, guys? Frankie here. Welcome. And in about 15 minutes, we will be listening in on the press conference of Urban Meyer, who today will announce that he is retiring again as head coach, this time head coach of Ohio State Buckeyes, moving away from football, and that Ryan Day will take over for him for Ohio State, the offensive coordinator who was a assistant for Meyer for the last two games of the first three games of the season. Remember, Meyer because he got suspended for the allegations that happened with I forgot his name now. Courtney Smith. No, not Courtney Smith's ex-wife. James, whatever. But you know who it was. I remember Smith's ex-wife. Where's his name? Okay, they don't show his name here. Zach Smith. There we go. Zach Smith was the guy. So Zach Smith was the one who was suspended. Zach Smith was the one who, the assistant coach who had the problems with his wife, and Urban apparently knew about it and then didn't know about it or whatever. He got suspended for 3 games. Day came in. He took over, and now Day will be the permanent head coach at Ohio State starting January 2nd after the Rose Bowl game when Ohio State takes on is it TC? I should have known more of this stuff before I went live. Ohio State will be playing. Let's see. Is it TCU? No, it was not. Whatever. This is a riveting start to this. Ohio State will be playing Washington. They will be playing Washington on January 1st in the Rose Bowl. That will be Urban Meyer's last game, and then he will hand off the baton here. We will be listening in on the press conference, which starts at 2 o'clock. And I wanted to do this now because I wanted to give my thoughts on the, I feel like, very complicated legacy of Urban Meyer. I feel like when I think about Urban, I know for a fact that he is one of the greatest coaches in the history of college football. That is a fact. 3 championships, 2 different schools, remarkable to do in this day and age with all these colleges and big conferences and everything. To be this good in 2 different places, it's sensational. To get championships in 2 different places. And looking at his record here, his all-time record is 82-9. 82-9. He started out as an offensive coordinator at St. Xavier High School. Then he was a graduate assistant at Ohio State in the 80s. Then was an outside linebackers coach at Illinois State. And then a quarterbacks receiver coach at Illinois State in the 80s. Became a wide receiver coach at Colorado State in the early 90s. Then a wide receivers coach at Notre Dame. Then got his first start at Bowling Green with a 17-6 overall record, one of the great turnarounds in NCAA history. And then, of course, then he would take the job at Utah, and his record there. They don't have his record. I don't think they have his record here, but he had 4 great seasons. He was named Sporting News National Coach of the Year. His offensive system, which was able to get Alex Smith a top pick in the NFL draft, 2,247 yards, 15 touchdowns for Smith in 2003, 2004, 3,000 touchdowns, 32 passing touchdowns. It did get the Utah to an undefeated season in 2004, led them to a BCS berth, and they beat Pittsburgh in the Fiesta Bowl. And then he went over to Florida. We know about the success he had there. 2 championships, 2 SEC championships. Was named Sports Illustrated Coach of the Decade at the end of the year, at the end of the decade, of course, and Sporting News Coach of the Decade. Helped pave the way for guys like Tim Tebow. Then went over to Ohio State after he then resigned as head coach of Florida. He's resigned twice now for family and health. Myers is a good coach. And yes, Myers is a great coach. That is indisputable. What he has done in the last 10, 15, 20 years is remarkable. And he to me has been the second best coach in college football, right behind Nick Saban. Saban's always been one, but Myers has been right there with the ways that he's been able to do things. In 06 and 08, winning the championships there. Then goes to Ohio State, undefeated season in 2012, a number 3 AP poll ranking. They weren't able to get in because of the NCAA sanctions that came about. And then in 2014, on his third string quarterback, Cardale Jones, he's able to get the Buckeyes to a national championship, beats Oregon in the first ever college football playoff championship game, beat Alabama in the semifinal, and then kept it going for 4 more years. And then, of course, we had the problems this year with he was put on administrative leave, and then was suspended for 3 games, came back, and then done good at Florida, health problems, 10 catches. That's all. My top 2 coaches, Urban Meyer. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think who's that third coach right now in college football. It might be Kirby, although he's had a tendency to blow it in big games. Is there anybody out there? I don't think there's anyone out there with 2 championships. Jimbo's got 1. Stoops had 1. No, I think that's it. Dabo only has 1. Les only has 1. Yeah, I mean, it is so difficult to win 2 championships in anything, and in college football with all the conferences, everything that's going on with the recruiting. Can't win championships without talented players. And yes, he's had his share of talented players. Even in 2014, he did it without. I mean, he had a good team. He had Ezekiel Elliott, who has proven himself to be a high-class running back with the Dallas Cowboys, and but even then with the third string quarterback, Cardale Jones, guy no one ever heard, able to win the championship game over Oregon, over Marcus Mariota, who is a top pick in the draft. So that is no one can criticize his legacy. 4-0 over Urban Meyer, 4-0 over Jim Harbaugh, which is something he can be very, very proud of. That is going to be haunting Jim forever. That he could never get over the hump. I mean, maybe he'll be able to do it against Day, but he could never ever beat his rival Urban. Never able to do it. And he had a couple of shots at it. I mean, he had it 2 years ago when they were in Ohio State, and if that first down isn't called, Michigan gets it. And they kept it close for 1 half against Ohio State, and then Ohio State dropped 60 on Michigan and ended their season again. Ohio State has ended Michigan's season twice now. So that is, again, undisputable. He is one of the great coaches of the sport, one of the great coaches in the last 20 years. It's been an honor to watch him coach and to see his talent over the years and the players that he's been able to progress into the NFL. The thing that I wonder about, and this is something that will be discussed, will be talked about. What is his legacy? Are people going to remember what happened on the field, or are they going to remember what happened off the field? Are they going to remember his two retirements? Are they going to remember all the players that got arrested under him, including Aaron Hernandez, who I don't know how much you can blame a coach for the way a player lives his life, but and then the stuff with Courtney Smith. I feel like at the end of his life, at the end of his career, he really did unnecessary damage to his legacy. I felt like this could have all been avoided. This could have all been, he could have done a way better job, regardless of whether or not you thought he was wrong or whatever, regardless of whether or not you thought he knew about it or didn't know about it. He didn't handle something right, and that is why he was able. That's why he got the 3-game suspension. That's why he was killed by everybody. He could have done such a better job at that, and I feel like it ruined. Hate it for Oklahoma having to play Banner. Have to find out the hard way to forfeit that, and can't wait to see beauty of it. We will see. Yeah, it is. But if Oklahoma hadn't lost to Texas, if Oklahoma hadn't lost to Texas, they'd be a 3. They'd probably be 3, or maybe even 2. I mean, if Oklahoma doesn't beat Texas, we have 4 undefeated teams, though. So. I mean, that is the difficulty. But now you get to play Alabama. I think Alabama wins that game, but I will be interested to see what Oklahoma can do. It's going to be that Oklahoma offense versus that Alabama defense. I think it's going to be – I know what the Alabama offense can do to the Oklahoma defense. Not sure what the Oklahoma offense can do to Alabama defense. But that will be something we're thinking about over the next couple of weeks as we get ready for that championship game, December 29th or 30th, 3.5 weeks away. But I feel like Meyer unnecessarily brought so much, clouded his legacy there at the end with what happened. It's going to be interesting to see how people are going to remember it. Because I mean, how do people look at this? Is a different situation, but how do people look at Joe Paterno? Paterno, one of the great coaches in the history of college sports. All those years he was there, a two-time champion. Or do you remember that? Or do you remember the fact that he may have known about Jerry Sandusky and didn't say anything? How are you going to remember? And that is what I'm worried about Urban Meyer. In this day and age, in the Me Too era we live in, how is he going to be remembered? What is going to be the first thing? Are they going to think about all the on-field accomplishments and the 3 championships and what he was able to do at Utah, at Florida, at Ohio State? Or are they going to remember the controversy surrounding him off the field with the multiple retirements that may have been legitimate, or I know they were legitimate, but may have gotten to get a better job, and along with the Smith allegations that happened earlier this year. I'm curious to see what people will discuss. What will they talk about? What is going to be the thing that we'll look back on with Urban Meyer? And I don't think there is a right or wrong answer. It just depends on how you view it. If you're somebody who just looks at football as on the field, you're going to look at the championships. If you're somebody who looks at it more in a broader scope and looks at everything that a coach does, that a coach is responsible for every single thing, and that he failed at these certain things, then it all depends on your view. So I am curious to see what his legacy will mean coming up in the future. But yeah, it's all subjective at this point. So his press conference again will begin at 2:00, and we will bring you. I'm gonna try to bring some audio here. I don't know how well we're gonna do with that. This is all new. This is a clown show right here. I have no idea what the heck I'm doing, but we're doing it anyway. We're having fun. We're having a blast. And hopefully I get to talk to you guys, and hopefully more of the my subscribers can come out and talk and say what their opinion is, what their view is on Urban, and what they think how they view him and how they view his legacy. And that isn't. I'm using it a lot. Legacy. It is important. It's how are people going to remember you? What is the first thing they're going to think of? That's something that I'm interested. I'm curious to see. So we are again. I'm looking for a live stream of this. Maybe I'm going to put on the TV here, but I don't have a total. Should I put on the TV? I don't know. Again, this is all. I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. So looking here for the Urban Meyer press conference view live stream. This was not surprising though. I think. Again, after what happened at the beginning of this year, and we've heard these reports for the last couple of weeks, he wouldn't say it. I mean, he kept denying it. I'm going to keep coaching here. No, it's not happening. I'm going to keep coaching. And then at the end, he kind of, we've heard these reports, I think, for a month now, it seems like. It seemed like the Smith allegations really just was like, he just couldn't take it anymore. So that must have been the final break. I'm wondering I'm curious how long he's been thinking about this. How long has this been going off in his mind? Was this before the season? Was this now? Really don't know. But I guess I don't know how honest he's going to be with us. He could be full of it. We don't know. So the press conference will start any minute now. All right, I got a live view here. We're gonna try to pull this up, and away we go. Thank you, Renya. Reina. I guess that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. I'm terrible with English. Thank you for joining us here. Hopefully, again, we'll get someone else in here. All right. I got a live stream here. So. We're waiting on Urban Meyer. We're waiting on Ryan Day. We're waiting on them as they'll make the announcement that it'll be the end for Meyer. I mean, all right. Urban Meyer's. I'm looking here for stats on Meyer and what. Ryan Day though. Let's see. Let's learn a little bit more about Day. He started out. He was a tight end coach in New Hampshire. He was a graduate assistant at Boston College, grad assistant at Florida, wide receiver coach at Temple, wide receiver coach at Boston College, quarterbacks coach at Boston College. He was a quarterback coach for the Eagles and the Niners. Wow. So he's been here before. He's been in the big leagues, and then he was the co-offensive coordinator and quarterback coach for Ohio State the last couple of years, and clearly that's worked. Haskins has been such a great a great quarterback for the Buckeyes, as we saw in the Big Ten championship game. I don't think he's going to get the. The more I think about it, the more I think Murray's going to get the Heisman here. The more I think about it, the more I process it. I think Murray snuck in at the wire and was able to pull off an upset. The way he took over against Texas, I think he got it. But we'll find out Saturday night. Those are the three finalists: Tua, Murray, and Haskins. Those will be the three that will be the finalists for the Heisman Trophy. We'll see who gets it. I think it's going to be Murray now, but who knows? Does anybody know anything? From all of the reports I'm reading, it seems like Day's the right guy for this. I mean, every report, every tweet I've seen about Ryan Day is this is the guy. He is the perfect guy to lead Ryan Day, to lead Ohio State into the future. They're going to be great. Watch this team go. So you know what? Maybe it will be. Maybe this is going to be absolutely wonderful for Ohio State. But when you're going to lose, how good is he going to be at recruiting? That's the other part. We know, there's two parts to being a college coach. There's obviously the game plan and everything. And then there's the recruiting, getting guys there, trying to convince these 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, you got to come here. You got to be. This is the place you have to be. Some coaches are great at it. Urban was great at it. Saban was great at it. The best coaches obviously can do both. Wondering how Ryan Day will do at that starting January 2nd. It is unfair that for those kids that are going to come in next year who are recruited by Urban are now not going to have Urban in their lives. I always feel like that's unfair, but to complain about that now, I mean, we can go on and on and on about the injustice in the NCAA. It is a terribly corrupt organization, but all right, still waiting on Meyer. I don't know who's going to. So Meyer's going to be there. Day's there. I guess the athletic director or the president will be. I guess it's the athletic director, Gene Smith, but and another. How many Big Ten titles did Urban have? Urban, I think, had like 2 SEC titles and 3 or 4 Big Ten titles. Let's see. He got 3-time national champion, 2-time Mountain West champion, 2-time SEC champion, 3-time Big Ten champion, 3-time SEC Eastern Division, 2-time Big Ten Leaders Division, 5-time Big Ten East Division. He was the MAC Coach of the Year in 2001. He was a 2-time Mountain West Coach of the Year in 2003 and 2004. He won the Woody Hayes Award. He won the Victor Hayes Award.
Folks, we are going to begin this press conference here momentarily. One other thing, when you ask your questions, please make sure you address who it's to. Thank you.
Okay, so
that'll help with transcribing.
All right, great. Okay, so we're going to start any minute now. So come on in, folks. The water is fine. Everybody's coming in. Hello, everybody. We are minutes away from Urban Meyer's press conference here. He will be announcing. The way we're going to do it, I'm going to be just playing the audio for you. I'll start off by playing the audio. Maybe I'll get the I'll get the video up as well. But
yeah, there's a second.
Yeah, and we see family and friends coming in as probably, I think, consensus, the second best coach in college football, gets ready to call it a career. Again, this is not the first time this has happened, but I would guess that this would be the end. But Meyer, you never know. I mean, he's only 54 though. He has so many years. I feel like he can keep doing this if he wants, but. He can absolutely do this if he wants to do it, but maybe his health issues are worse than one of 3 things. Either his health issues are worse than we think they are. He's been bogged down by the allegations that came out with Courtney Smith, or he wants another job. And either one of those is highly possible with somebody like Urban Meyer. And Urban Meyer is now coming in. Here we go. All right, he's going to sit down and we're going to listen in here.
Nikki, you ready? You told me you wanted to say a few words. I was going to allow you. Let me thank all of you for being here. I appreciate you taking your time. As you know, the announcement has already been made about the decision of Urban Meyer and his family, our head football coach, and our decision to hire Ryan Day. Before I say a few words, before I have Urban come up, I wanted to just say a few words. And please bear with me. This is a great time in our history. I have an opportunity to recognize a coach and a family who's done such a tremendous job for our student athletes and Buckeye Nation and our community, but also to welcome in another leader. First and foremost, I want to thank
be a part of Buckeye Nation. All right. The time was filled with promise. We knew we were getting an elite coach. And when he went 12-0 in the first season, we realized Urban was really going to be a game changer. What Urban has brought to Buckeye Nation by far exceeded expectations. Not only has he elevated the quality and status of our program, his presence has elevated Big Ten football. To compete with Urban coach teams, the Big Ten colleagues have had to elevate their program.
Tell me if you guys can hear that.
Urban has a very, very special gift. He's an elite coach. His Ohio State teams excel both on and off the field. And I emphasize off the field. He is a brilliant leader of men. His command of football strategy is second to none. He is a tireless recruiter.
Can you guys hear that?
Innovator in creating programs for student athletes beyond the field. The Real Life Wednesdays program is certainly an elite program. A hallmark of great leadership, leave a program better than you found. There's no doubt that Urban has done that. Buckeye Nation is deeply grateful for the peak experiences we have all had cheering for his magnificent teams. Shelley and Urban are also leaders in this community, especially Shelley. They are called upon often to donate their time and resources, and they've always stepped up to do that. While we have enjoyed an incredible run, I also recognize the toll that it takes. I support Urban in his desire to step aside as our head coach.
This seems like health related.
Buckeye Nation in a different way.
This seems like this is going to be health related.
We're grateful to Urban and Shelley and their family for all they have given us. They are exemplary people and professionals. We're indebted to them for their contributions to Ohio State and our community, and thank them for all that they have done. I look forward to working with Urban in his new capacity. You'll soon get your new goals and objectives in your new capacity. As together we seek to maximize the potential of our 30 head coaches and 68 assistant coaches and over 1,000 student athletes that we're all blessed to serve. Unfortunately, Shelley, I hope, continues to plan to serve as an adjunct professor, a faculty member in the College of Nursing, where students every day are thrilled to learn from her expertise. I've talked to her about that. I hope that's true. And so I want to thank them both, personally and professionally. I can't begin to share with you the bond that has grown, particularly between me and Urban. So this is professional as an athletic director, but personal as a friend. We've had great conversations. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and my family's heart, but also on behalf of Buckeye Nation. You're right, brother. You did what we talked about. So thank you so much, Urban Meyer.
Here it is. Urban Meyer getting ready to give his statement.
I'll be relatively brief, and I want to start off by wishing my grandson Troy a happy second birthday today. So that's why we're all here. So make sure Troy is aware of that, okay? I'm honored to have represented my home state at Drake University the past 7 seasons. I want to thank Buckeye Nation, our students and faculty, our state high school coaches, Gene Smith for giving this opportunity, my awesome family, and most importantly, our staff and student athletes for all they've done during this time. My goal has always been to make this one of the premier and most comprehensive programs in America. It has always been a goal to see a healthy, strong program handed to an elite coach in person to make it even better. And I want to congratulate Ryan Day and his family. We've worked extremely hard to make the great state of Ohio, the university community, including our alumni and former players, and Buckeye Nation very proud. I look forward to working with our staff and players in preparing to play Washington in the Rose Bowl. It's always been a dream of mine and many of our coaches and players to compete in the Rose Bowl, and it's going to be an honor to represent the Big Ten Conference in that game. Thank you very much.
Already? That's it?
Thank you, Urban. Ari Wasserman wasn't too far off when he made the speculation that Ryan Day would be our next coach. Where you at, Ari? Where you at, man? Nice
Oh,
job.
sorry, Mr. Push.
Got that
What do you think
little
about this?
crystal ball thing going on. We're too far
What up?
off.
Big day for your Buckeyes.
But we're fortunate to welcome Ryan Day into our head coaching family. He and his wife, Nina, will be unbelievable assets to our leadership team. And their 3 beautiful children, and I'm sure Ryan's going to introduce. We all know the tremendous job he did in a challenging time. He led
Self-inflicted.
unbelievable adversity earlier in the year.
You have every right to be upset, and
terrific
this is the end of an era. But yes, absolute legend. One of the great coaches. One of 2 coaches to win multiple championships with a team. Joins Nick Saban as well.
A succession plan. We all strive to do that, to leave a place better than we found it, and hopefully leave it in the hands of someone who has the capacity to do it better than us. We're fortunate to have had Ryan in our presence to be able to develop that. He has proven that he's ready for this challenge for his last 2 years. He understands our higher purpose, which is the total student athlete development strategy. He appreciates the profile of the student athletes we need to recruit. And the reality is, we have a strong infrastructure in place that I know that he has embraced and will continue to embrace. He has confidence, passion. He has the perfect demeanor for our environment. He shares the values that we hold so dear: integrity, education, excellence, people first, respect, and tradition. His diversity and his background and his experiences have uniquely prepared him for this opportunity. He's a good human being, good family man, and we're blessed to have him as our next head football coach, Ryan Day.
I want to thank President Drake, the Board of Trustees, and Gene Smith for this opportunity and for naming me the 25th head coach at The Ohio State University. Gene and Sheila, there's a reason this is the best athletic department in America, and it's because of your leadership. I want to thank Urban Meyer and Shelley. I can't put words into what you've done for me and my family. I've learned so much from you on a daily basis, and will forever be indebted to you. Your legacy will live on here forever. You can now sit in a box and yell at us for either going for it or not going for it. I'll throw it down too.
Thank you for your promise,
I want to
Mr.
thank my
Ford.
family back home in Manchester, New Hampshire. I got a lot of them. And that's where Nina and I both grew up. And without them, none of this would be possible. Thank you, and I love you. To my wife, Nina, and my 3 kids, RJ, Grace, and Nia. The only way to succeed in this profession is to have a family that sacrifices. We've moved across the country, and your support has been unwavering. And Nina, your strength is what makes our family special. I love you all very much. To the current team, this opportunity would not be possible without the current players and leaders of our team. They'll always have a special place in my heart for what they've done and where they've come from August to now. We are all part of something special here at Ohio State, and the culture that Urban Meyer has created here is strong. And my pledge to the players that our staff is going to give you every opportunity to maximize yourself as a football player, as a student, and establishing your career after football. To Buckeye Nation, you have my word that I'm going to give everything I have to continue the tradition of excellence and winning that this program has enjoyed during its storied career. My family and I have fallen in love with the passion that every fan has for the Buckeyes and what football means to this great state. You can feel it on game day during the skull session, during the walk to the stadium, and playing in the horseshoe on Saturdays. To the high school coaches in Ohio, we have the best coaches in some of the best high school programs in all of America here in Ohio, and it will continue to be our first priority to recruit Ohio football players. Every young football player in the state of Ohio should dream about one day becoming a Buckeye, and it's our staff's responsibility to make sure we recruit them at the highest level. On-field expectations. It didn't take long for me to figure out what the expectations were of Ohio State football. Number one, win the rivalry game. And number two, win every game after that. I take this responsibility very seriously. And I want to thank the former players who have set the standard so high here. You're always welcome and continue to be welcome. And this is your home. On the field, you can expect a team that's going to be tough, that's going to have great energy, and will be creative. On offense, we continue to force defenses to cover the entire field this year as we went from JT Barrett to Dwayne Haskins at quarterback this season, which took on a very different attack. But I feel strongly about our offense's ability to modify and adapt to our personnel year in, year out. On defense, we'll be aggressive with multiple fronts, sound and simple for the players so that they will have the ability to play fast. On special teams, we will continue to incorporate all
Harbaugh is very happy right now. Never has to deal with that Urban Meyer again. This guy seems like he's, I mean, it's impossible to tell from a press conference, but he seems like a solid enough coach.
It's a direct reflection of the academic reputation that you've created, and we realize how important that relationship is. I look forward to working with you and supporting each other in the future. And lastly, every coach who ever put a whistle around their neck strives to be the head coach at The Ohio State University. I fully understand the challenges that await for me. And being on the same list as Paul Brown, Woody Hayes, Earl Bruce, John Cooper, Jim Tressel, and Urban Meyer, it's extremely humbling, but I'm prepared and ready for the task. Thank you again for this opportunity, and go Bucks.
Okay, folks, well, these gentlemen, it's Urban Meyer and then the new head coach, Ryan Day, will take over.
All right. That's it. So we're going to be wrapping up here. They're going to do questions and answers coming up. We don't have to, I don't think. They'll give out some more, but there it is. Urban Meyer stepping down. Ryan Day stepping in. Mr. Porsche, I know you're a big Ohio State fan. What do you think of this? I mean, you've already said you're upset about this, but what do you think Urban's legacy is going to be? Because that is something that I was talking about earlier. Because this is a great coach. We all know this. And again, first, one of two coaches, along with Saban, to win championships at multiple schools. 3-time champions. So many great players coming out. We knew it was going to happen. Yes, we'd heard the reports about a month earlier. What is his legacy going to be for you? Is it going to be a great? Okay, you might be a little bit biased. What do you think his legacy should be, and how will other people view his legacy? Because that is something that I've been thinking about. He's going to go down as one of the best coaches in football history. He will, and he will 100% deserve it. Everything that he did those 10, 15 years at Florida and then at Ohio State. Don't forget the undefeated regular season when they came back. When he after the sanctions, he came to Ohio State and they went undefeated. So don't forget about that. But all of the what happened with Courtney Smith, I feel like is going to leave a big black mark on it. And it was because it was an unnecessary black mark. It wasn't. He could have. I feel like he could have avoided this in so many different ways. Whether he could have handled the press conference better. He could have handled the whole situation better in general. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that are going to look at him in a worse light because of this. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are going to feel like are not going to like him at all and think he's a terrible person. And yes, you got a lot of great teams, many great players. Ezekiel Elliott, I can think of as of late. Tim Tebow. I'm just curious, how will he be remembered? Because it's been 10 years, and I still don't know how people view Joe Paterno. I think it's mostly been negative on Paterno. I don't think people aren't going to remember those championships. They're going to remember that's a completely different situation. But how are people going to view Urban? Did he Braxton Miller? Did he leave too much unnecessary damage in his way that's what people are going to remember? I'm curious how he'll play out in the next as he, I'm assuming, leaves Ohio State. I don't think he's coming back, but you never know with Urban. I did like Day's press conference. He's now taking advantage of one of the biggest programs in college football, taking over one of the great coaches who led them to a title. It is really interesting. This is really interesting what's going to happen here. So I don't know what it all means. I don't know what's going to happen. Yes. So you think that the great things are going to outweigh the damage? All right. That could be that. If I had to guess right now, but in the era that we live in, I really don't know how I'm going to view him. It all depends. I think I remember the negative stuff about Joe Pa more than the positive stuff. But that also could be because I was alive during the negative stuff. And yeah, he had his championships came before I was born. I'm curious. I think there'll be a lot. There's going to be, especially the Ohio State haters, they're going to remember all of the negative stuff. But yeah, all the great things that he did, the 3 championships, beating Michigan 4 times in the rivalry game. Yeah, Harbaugh is Jim is going nuts over this. But yeah, it is fast. It's going to be fascinating to think about how this will play itself out. But happy for Ryan Day. He seems like a nice guy. Yes. All right. Yeah, the recruiters probably are going to do that. But yeah, they'll say, Urban's great. Every player on that team has never lost to Michigan. Nope. Never. I haven't beaten them in the horseshoe. Gosh, Ohio State, owner of Michigan. I mean, I think somebody from Barstool Sports had a tweet. Why doesn't Urban State live in Michigan? Where's Urban State going to move? He already has a house up north. What's up, Chase? How are you going to remember Urban Meyer, Chase? I want to know what you think. How are you going to remember this coach? Great coach, some bag. I mean, Saban's got some baggage too, but I don't feel like anything like this. Saban's got some, he's just a jerk, whatever. 7 years in a row. 7 years in a row. That's pretty good. Never lost to Michigan. Never once. That is really, really impressive. Absolutely a legend. I don't know what's next for him. I don't know if he's going to take a smaller job at Ohio State. Maybe he goes into television. He was already at ESPN, I think, for a year before he went back to went to the Buckeyes. So yeah, we'll see how this all plays itself out. But yeah, a great coach, not just Urban against him. Yeah, I mean it's okay. All right, Ohio State versus, I gotta look it up. What's the Ohio State versus Michigan rivalry in the last? Gosh, it's ugly. It is. It's absolutely ugly. Let's see. Ohio State has won. They have won. Wow, 14 of the last 15. That is remarkable. They've won. They've also won 16 out of the last 18. Yeah, this whole century has been nothing but Buckeyes. Nothing but Ohio State domination. Michigan can't even get close. What were your feelings when the Giants went against the Bears? Well, we might as well talk about that. I mean, we're talking about all this, but I mean, I kind of wanted them to lose because I wanted them to get the higher draft pick so they could get a quarterback. But we are the Ohio State Buckeyes. Well said. Yes, that is one of the coolest things about them. We are. That's it gives you university some prestige. But I wanted them to lose. I wanted them to get the higher draft pick, and then they win in an excruciatingly painful fashion. Why bother with this team? Why bother? Why do I bother watching this team win like this? Why do I bother watching them lose like the game after game after game? It's They can't even lose right. It is so ridiculous. What is going on with this Giants team? Ugh. I missed school today. Oh, you missed school to watch my videos and watch the Urban Meyer. Oh, that they were running Saquon out for a meaningless. I guess get his reps in. Again, we're gonna waste Saquon. Watch. This poor kid's gonna get absolutely wasted. His potential. He's gonna be like Barry Sanders. I hope I'm wrong, but I just feel like that's what it's gonna be. But yeah, it is. Man. Gosh, the darn Giants. Giant D. Haskins is probably giant into the NFL. I'll take him. I don't know how great he's going to be for the NFL. Where were the reps for halftime against the Eagles? Good point. Pat Shermer has no idea what he's thinking. That's the problem. Think about it. If they had beat Philly, they'd be 2 out. If they had beaten Philly, if they did what they were supposed to do and beat Philly, they would have been 2 out. Yeah. They got Baker. Baker's going to be. I still believe in Baker. That was a rough game on Sunday, but you know what? That's just him being a rookie. He'll learn from this. He'll move on from this. And yeah, the Giants. I'd love to take Haskins. I'd take Tua. I'd take Murray. Anybody for the Giants right now. It is going to be. It's going to be an ugly. If they continue with Eli, it's not going to get any better. No, I don't want Kareem. Yes, he's a talented player. I mean, you got a long way to, in my book, you've got a long way to climb back before I even look at you again. Again, there is zero excuse for beating a woman. Zero. So I don't want to see him. I don't care how talented he is. Take Le'Veon Bell. We got all the cap space. Take Le'Veon Bell. He's just as good as Hunt. No, zero respect for him. I mean, yes, I believe in second chances too, but you know what? Again, you've got to work long, hard nights and days and do so much. I mean, Ray Rice, I kind of feel like maybe has earned it more than Hunt did. I mean, Ray Rice apologized to his wife. His wife forgave him. He's done all this stuff. He's done all these interviews and stuff. I feel like Kareem hasn't done. I don't think his interview was an okay first step, but he's still got a long ways to go before he can ever be even. He should be, or you can be Reuben Foster and hey, whatever. He might go to the Redskins. Just the Redskins clearly, Dan Snyder, that garbage person. Jets might get a higher pick in the draft than the Giants. Yeah, they probably will. This is the worst Jet team I can remember in the last 20 years. It is abysmal what they've become. It's nothing. It's just the way they lost to Tennessee. Bowles is gone. I don't care McCown or not. It's the whole team has become stagnant. Oh, Sean Taylor, man. I only watched a little of him. He could have been one of the greatest corners to ever play this league. He could have been one of the just most dominant defensive players, and for him to die like that, safeties. I'm sorry, I don't know why I was feeling I got that wrong, but total monster. And I wish I could have seen him more. But I mean, he was great at the U. We all saw how ridiculously talented he was at the U. What an absolute beast! And he was Steve Atwater, but better. Yeah, he was. Louis Riddick was talking about he could have been one of the greatest at all time if nothing had happened to him. But yeah, and the press tried to blame him for it, and you look back, it wasn't his fault. It was just a terrible situation that was put in. But yeah, and that was such a devastating blow to the Redskins' future, and they haven't even come close to. They had 1 year with Cousins, but since then, and 1 year with RG3, it's been a rough decade for Washington. And then you got you deal with them. I mean, they got Mark Sanchez at quarterback now. It has become so pathetic for Washington. He died fighting off his home from intruders. Yeah. Terrible deal. That's why if I ever become famous, I'm getting security. I can't deal with stuff like this. I gotta be 100% sure that nobody ever comes to my house. I can't allow this to happen. But what was I thinking? Yeah, but yeah, Taylor was great. Do you think Dallas is going to win against Philly? Yeah, probably. I mean, do I really give Philly for that? They beat Mark Sanchez. Washington is down to Mark Sanchez. They're a joke. Adrian Peterson, I mean, he had a 90-yard touchdown, and he was still able to get under 100 yards. You're already famous. Just give it 3 months. Oh, no. 132 subscribers. I mean, I've got some videos coming up that are hopefully going to be able to get me some more subscribers, but not yet. Not yet. I got ways to go, brother. I got ways. But you're not YouTube famous until you get the check mark next to it, and I'm a long way away from the check mark. Believe me. I would love to get a check mark, but yeah, I know it's not coming anytime soon. Oh, jeez. So as long as you keep posting videos, more people will come. Yeah, I hope so. That's why I'm doing a video like this. The live streams are helping. I'm gonna do more of these. I wasn't planning on doing a live stream today, but the Urban Meyer, there'll be no more Giants rants, I don't think, this year. I was this close to a Giant rant against the Bears. I was going to blow my mind. Even if they had lost, I would have been angry because of how they lost. But they won, so I didn't even do that. But yeah, I'll be doing more live streams of the games. You can't watch the game, getting here and like, oh snap, this guy's cool like me. I'm not that cool. I mean, wait. Yo, what up? What's cracking? I don't know. I am lame. I am lame as heck. Yeah, you were waiting for the Giant. The Giant. I was this close. I had the video. I was about to click live, and then the Giants pulled off the most shocking win ever. Could not believe they won that game. But I'm not even gonna yell at Odell. He made a business decision. Whatever. Yeah, I'm not. The season's dead anyway. Why bother? But yeah, I'm not gonna kill Odell for that. But it was unfortunate. So the Giants can't lose, right? The Redskins have Mark Sanchez at quarterback. The Eagles, Dallas is going to probably run away with this division. Oh, gosh. Sweet over a desk chair, expensive monitor. I hope so. That would be great instead of this lame Mac computer. Eagles look. Oh, the Eagles are. I don't know what. Is Wentz okay? That's the only thing I can think of for why this team. And let's be honest, they missed Frank Wright. So we're getting way off topic. We started talking about Urban Meyer. We stopped talking about that 10 minutes ago. So we're gonna be. I'm gonna be wrapping up here in just a minute or two. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with the Eagles. I don't know what's wrong with the Giants. A lot of things are wrong. Wentz does. Yeah. Oh gosh. The NFC East, worst division in football. I mean, the Cowboys, I guess, are good, but by default, it is pathetic. Every time I watch a team from this division, it always gets me angry because I'm like, the Giants could have been in there. They could have won the division. They could have gotten there. Who do you think's gonna be number 1 draft pick? I don't know yet. I was thinking it would be a quarterback. Who's in the draft board right now? 2019 NFL draft board. We're almost at the end of the decade already. How is that? There's no way. The decade just started. How is it? Nick Bosa, Ed Oliver, Klein Ferrell, Josh Allen. No, it's just Allen's already. Oh, it's a different Josh Allen. Okay. Justin Herbert, Jonah Williams, Greedy Williams. I don't know yet. I gotta wait to see who that's gonna be. But you usually don't find out who would have thought before. I'm pretty sure Orlando Pace was in the Heisman. Oh gosh, yes. When was that? That was a long time ago. That's right. It was 90. It was 96. Who got it that year? Danny Werfel. An offensive lineman got the Heisman. I'm sorry. An offensive lineman got 4th place. How does that happen? But this is a murderer's row of NFL talent right here in the Heisman voting. We got Danny Werfel, Troy Davis, Jake Plummer. Okay, he had run. Orlando Pace. We had Warwick Dunn. We had Brian Hansford. We had Darnell Autry. Peyton Manning finished 8th. So the best NFL best NFL player out of all of them finished 8th in the Heisman voting. I think the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl. After they lost to Dallas, I'm not so sure, but they're probably the favorites. It's because he was from the Ohio State University. I forgot that Troy Smith was such a prohibited Heisman favorite. I guess it makes sense because Ohio State was by far and away the best team that year, but I forgot. I think he had the 1st place voting record, if I'm not mistaken. How much did he get in 2006? I swear to God, I was blown away. Yet Troy Smith had 91.63% of the vote. That's ridiculous. I thought Tua was going to get that record, and now it's gonna be close down the wire. Let's see, 06 Heisman voting. Okay, Troy Smith came first, and then we had Darren McFadden. We had Brady Quinn, Steve Slayton, Michael Hart, Colt Brennan, Ray Rice, Ian Johnson, Dwayne Jarrett, Calvin Johnson. That was the top 10 for the Heisman that year in 06. Ray Rice, the best player that ever came out of Rutgers, and they'll never retire his number. They will never, ever retire his number. Oh, for the same reason we talked about Kareem Hunt. The only player that Rutgers has ever retired was a guy who got paralyzed. And I love Eric LeGrand. Eric LeGrand is a great, great inspiration for everyone. He's been such a positive influence. I love the guy. But that's the only football player whose number's retired. That's kind of a joke. That really is. I'm not saying his name number shouldn't be retired. I'm just saying I'm sad that he's the only one. He's the only one. That is a little insight into the putrid level of Rutgers football. Yeah, oh gosh. I think LeGrand, remember that NFL wanted to get more involved in the helmet-to-helmet stuff. There was a week in 2010. I'm trying to remember it now. But there was like a week in 2010 in the NFL season in which like there were 3 hard helmet-to-helmet hits. Like all within like 30 minutes of each other. Like boom, boom, boom. And then a week or two before, the Eric LeGrand hit happened, which was also helmet to helmet, completely paralyzed him. And that's what started this whole, that's what got us into this whole concussions and you can't hit the helmet and all this. It was such a big deal at the time. I remember it vividly. It was 3 brutal helmet to helmet hits in the NFL, and then Eric LeGrand preceded that, and then the NFL stopped with the whole helmet stuff. But yeah, that was a sad time. That again is the only other positive time in Rutgers was 06 when they beat Louisville on that Thursday night game, and people thought Rutgers and the program was going to go places, and it never did. I think they lost the next game. All right, Rutgers 2006. Because now I'm angry. Now I'm off track and I'm angry. Rutgers beat Louisville in 09. They were the number 7 ranked team in the AP. They go at Cincinnati and they lose 30-11, and they have not been the same since. They have not been relevant since that day. I mean, Mr. Porsche gets Ohio State. He gets in every single year. He's always in the top 25. Yeah, get the new gear, get updated. I like that. I mean, Rutgers needs to update their entire team, the entire facility. But yeah, it's good to get those nice modern, get those Phil Knight Oregon uniforms where they wear a new uniform every single game. That's crazy what Phil Knight's able to do with that university. We have completely gone off the rails. I gotta end this. My chat says 0 on the live stream, even though I know Mr. Porsche is here. I think Chase is left. This has not been what I expected it to be. But you try these things. That's show business. You go on, you try this. Our colors are red, white, and blue, just like America. Ohio State is the definition of America, and if you hate Ohio State, you hate America. So that is those are the picks for not the picks. That is my reaction to the Urban Meyer press conference. I will always be here. I'll be there for you. I was trying to. Oh, that sounded really bad. I'll always be there for you when the rain starts to pour. Always, Mr. Porsche. You and me, brothers. And Chase, you too. Thanks for the love. So yeah, Urban Meyer retires from Ohio State. The end of an era there. Don't know what this means going forward. Day seems like he's a solid enough coach. Together forever. I love you, man. I love you, brother. I love all my subscribers are the best in the world because they put up with this nonsense every single week. And I've only just begun. All right. What was that Sinatra song? Oh gosh. The best has yet to come. The best has yet to come, ladies and gentlemen, because it can't get much worse than this. So yeah, again, Meyer gone a day. I don't know what this means for him going forward. He seems like a nice enough coach. He seems like a good guy. We'll see how he is with recruiting. We'll see how he is. He said he wants to get the Ohio players. All right, let's see if he can do that. But a changing of the guard today in college football is one of the great coaches of all time. He did take over those first 3 games earlier this year. As one of the great coaches of all time, Urban Meyer steps aside and retires. The end of an era there. for college football and for Ohio State. That's it for now, guys. I will be back. I'll be back on Thursday or Friday with my picks. And you know what? If the Avengers trailer comes out this week, I'm going to do a reaction to that. Why? Because I don't know. That's kind of important. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, and God bless.